Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Gale, and I am here. I'd love to introduce everyone to Zeta McIntyre. She is joining us today. And before I have her jump on here and share her story, one of the things that I admire out of Zeta so much is over the years, I have seen her just grow and grow and grow. And I think that's the most exciting thing is because whenever you see somebody growing and going through life and changing and just meeting goal after goal, it's exciting. And I mean, not every road is a smooth road. I mean, I'm sure, Zeta, you've gone through obstacles and things along the way, just like all of us have. But really, that's the part that I love about our business. And Zeta is an agent here with us and Hedgeman Group International, and she's an educator. And I'm going to let Zeta share with everyone her story. And thank you so much, Zeta, for
Yeah, you're
sharing with
welcome.
us. And I appreciate you being here. But tell everyone a little bit about your story. Like
Mhm.
when did like where did you come from? Let's just start with like who's Zeta.
Oh, all right, thank you. Well, I am an educator. My goal was to be a stay-home mom, believe it or not, just being home with my children. And the best thing that I could think of at the moment was to go into education. I wanted to be an educator, one, because um, it would give me the ability to be home when my children would be home for the summer or winter breaks or spring breaks. So having that um, time with them was very, very important for me. So I became an educator, and within time, I learned to really love it, and really I have been able to grow within my career with my profession. But now over the years, it's one thing to be able to be available when my children are at home and we are on our winter breaks or summer months. But I wanted to invest more quality time with them. I don't have any regrets. I can honestly tell you, Amanda, that I have really spent a lot of good quality time with my children ever since they were little. We're very, very close. I already have two adults. And I know that it's because I was very intentional with my time. And now that they're older, I want to be able to expand what I'm already doing and expanding my skills as an educator, but really empowering others to do what they've always wanted to do. Like I said, I wanted to be a stay-home mom because of that flexibility of being able to be with my children all the time. And I realized that I'm able to also do that even now as an educator, as a mother, and to be able to empower others and also be able to make income while I'm being able to stay at home, while I'm able to choose of, okay, this is when I'm going to do business and this is the time that I'm going to spend with my family, with my children. For me, it's all about quality. The quality of time that I'm investing in my children and my family, the quality of life that I'm providing for my children. So the best way that I can improve the quality of life was to start a business, start doing something that's going to bring additional income and be able to also be an opportunity for me to grow and expand. Right now, as an educator, I have only so much I can do in order to move up the chain, if you will, in order to bring in more income. And it's not all about the money, but there's things that I value quality time and I value experiences. So with experiences, you do need money to be able to do things with your children. So yes, I value the time that we get to spend at home together, but why not give myself an opportunity to do more amazing things, like go on trips or go do something that would require a lot of money, right? So I don't feel that just being in my profession is going to really give me the stepping stool or the ladder for me to be able to climb and to be able to reach the impossible. There's a lot of opportunities, and so that's where I come from. And most importantly, I made decisions early in my married life, um, that really had a negative outcome at the end. I was one that I can relate to Sleeping Beauty. And the way that I relate myself to Sleeping Beauty is I was, living the life and loving every bit of it, but I was not careful of educating myself in finances. I was not doing anything that had to do with budgets or anything like that. And I left all of that responsibility on my former spouse. And so that was a responsibility that I had to really admit to, that I did not take good care of even just myself and learning how finances work. Because at the end of the day, things didn't work out. And here I am now as a single parent with 3 children. And now it's like, I really have to grow up and learn how to do this. So I went from Sleeping Beauty to a rude awakening of, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Like, what does a budget look like? So simple, yet we sometimes don't take the time to really look further. And that moment in time for me was very difficult. I remember sleeping December 24th, trying to go to sleep, and I was in tears, cried the whole night because I knew Christmas morning I was going to wake up and I was going to explain to my children how to explain to them that I did not have the money to buy them Christmas presents. And that was one Christmas that there were no presents underneath the tree, and that was very hard for me. And I said, enough is enough. I need to take responsibility for the decisions that I made, and how am I going to move forward? And in moving forward, it's also about educating myself in finances and those concepts. And Amanda, when I met you, it wasn't like you were like trying to say, hey, Zeta, anything. It was just like I felt this yearning desire within me to learn. And so I kind of like was attracted or gravitated to that positive energy that you had. And little by little, I started learning more. I was asking you questions. And then this opportunity came up, and I was like, this is a great way for me to be able to move forward, not only to educate myself, but empower others, empower other families, and most importantly, really empower other women to become financially independent. So that's my story, and that's why I find it so powerful, and why I feel so passionate about what I do is simply because education and it really empowers people to do the impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you just brought up some really good points right there, because even, 50%, if not more, of marriages end in divorce. And that also means like 1 out of every 5 women after a divorce end up in poverty. And it's very common. I mean, when you think about it, that's 1 out of 5 women that end up in poverty. And I've gone through some similar things as well. And for us to be able to be in a situation now to empower, and you shared with me a little bit, about your why joining Hedgeman Group International, but there's so many different businesses out there, and I know you're an educator, and you put together an amazing workshop one day that I was able to be there and witness. It was beautiful. Like, you were so talented. But why HGI out of all businesses, out of everything? Because there's tons of other like financial companies out there, but why HGI?
Well, specifically HGI is because I also think about the makeup of HGI. Who runs HGI? What are they all about? So I feel like not only is it important for me to be part of something that's going to help me financially, but also be part of a company that is led by someone who knows really what they're doing. They've led, excuse me, 2 multi-billion-dollar companies themselves. And then not only that, but they really value family. They value the just believing in people, believing in the potential of people, and giving them the tools to be able to move forward and to do more with themselves, to be able to do more and tap into the little bit or the many talents that we carry. But when I met the founder of HGI, what really resonated with me is that they are really down to earth people. It's about people. That's what it's about. And because I could see that for myself, that's what really hit home for me. And I thought, I want to be part of something that is so much bigger than myself, than just what can I do to help my family? But really, like, it's it's all about people. That's all I can really say. It's about people, helping people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
And I think that's really the neat thing, because you joined the company, and I think a lot of people will get stuck on, oh, well, I need to know everything, and I need to have all my financial stuff in order. But you joined the company first before you even became a client, and it took some time to become a client. So what took you through that process of, okay, I need to be a client. I need to, have my financial house in order too. Like, how did that come along?
Well, that came along just like I can relate to education. We go through so much courses, right? And it's even with that degree, you don't really know the ins and out of being in a classroom until you're actually in a classroom full of amazing students, right? And that's the same thing here. I felt like as I was learning in training, hands-on training, and I realized how valuable and how life-changing this is as far as educating families and giving them the tools that they need that are tailored just for their specific plans, their future plans. That's what really just opened my eyes, and I thought, like, this is something that's doable for anyone, no matter whatever your background is, or your how much money is coming in on a monthly basis. There's something out there that is going to be able to help families. So for me, I thought, what is one thing that I can do now that's going to be able to help my family? And so it like, again, when you think of, like, oh my goodness, you have to have all this money to be able to get financial advice or financial education, it's not like that at all. It's really all about, again, people, and being able to tailor exactly what it is that they need in order for them to reach their goals. And so once I saw that for myself, being on in training, then I thought, you know what, this is something that I can also do for myself and for my family to ensure that my kids are going to be taken care of. So that's the reason why I became a client.
Yeah. And you said something very important right there, is about how, doing something little by little every day that's better for your family.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. It's so important that what we teach and what we help
Hmm.
families with, because it's not like we wake up one day, oh, we have all this money we've been saving, now what are we going to do with it? It's like, no, it all comes from, like, the compounding of small efforts and small little actions that get us to the point where we can start investing, we can start growing, and increasing our income and things like that. So I love that. And the last question I'd love to share with our listeners is,
Hmm.
why do you share this? You have joined the company, you are a client, but why now do you share this information with others?
I share this information with others because I feel um, almost a responsibility, or that mission, to be able to share this information, to give everyone an opportunity to make a decision for themselves, whether this is something that will help them or if it's something that they can implement little by little. But for me, I feel like this is so powerful and so life-changing that why not give everyone an opportunity, and then they have full control of choosing what they want to do. Um, so that's one of the biggest reasons, and especially because it's a win-win. No matter what, you're going to have great education. No matter what, you're going to learn ways that is going to help you in the long run. And so it's a win-win either way. So that's why I share what I've learned. I share about, you know, the opportunities that are here because of that, because they are life changing. It's just a matter of, being open-minded and just willing to learn.
Yeah, I love that. And for all of our listeners, if there's anything that resonated with you, or that you have questions about or piqued any curiosity, I really encourage you to reach out to either Zeta or myself, and let us sit down and help you to understand, what you can do, because sometimes we just don't know what we don't know.
Mhm.
And sometimes we think we know, everything. And I know that when I sat down, I didn't know everything that we know now. When Zeta sat down, she didn't know everything. And I'm just really excited that we do have this opportunity to spread this crusade and this information and help so many different people. And who knows, the information that that you learn along the way, just to be able to pass it along to someone who might need it down the road, even if it's not yourself, it could be somebody else, and it might just be timing as well. So I encourage all of our
Mhm.
listeners, take some action, little tiny baby steps, reach out to one of us. And thank you, Zeta, so much for
Yes,
being
you're
here. I'm
welcome.
so excited about the future. Even though it's 2020, whoever's listening to this in 2022, you might see some amazing different journeys that we've been able to take together. So I'm really excited about the future. And thank you again, Zeta, for sharing your story and sharing the journey and the crusade with all of us.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you, Amanda, for this opportunity.